Hey everybody, welcome back. Here's Obechosc playing the Folly. This is going to be Master Edition. This is the sabotage that we're going to be talking about, and the reason why we're going to be talking about it on Master is because there is no apprentice for Folly, even though there is on sabotage. So we're just going to talk about ways that you can kind of set up your surroundings to take off whatever the enemy has. So you're going to have a couple of difficulties. Probably the biggest one is the Earth Elementals. There's tons and tons of Earth Elementals, so feel free to use lots of push traps, flip traps, and haymakers. It's going to do you a lot of good to do that. For right now, what we're going to do is, because we got things coming out on both sides, we're going to place two Guardians starting off. I believe it's going to be... I can't remember what it is on Sabotage for Apprentice of this. But basically what we're going to be doing here is setting up this. And that's going to be good enough for now-ish. This is going to be a longer pathway that minions have to take. So you can end up doing a lot more with this. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to do a couple of flip traps, do one of those, so we're going to start the game. Now, what they do for this difficulty for Master is they're going to have Mr. Moneybags come out of the top, and everything else comes out of the bottom, but everything comes out of the bottom sooner. So you want to make sure that you're able to... Well, basically, you're gonna have to fight these off, and hope that Moneybags dies. If you can kill Moneybags, do it. It's always a good thing. If you have lightning damage, that's going to be really useful against these dudes, because lightning does lots of really good damage against this guy. We're going to use 3, teleport back, and we're going to grab all this extra money. And then we'll start our next one. Okay, I was going to say, I can't remember if it just alternates or if this is how it goes. So what we're going to do here is a couple of lightning traps. We're going to do a nice slow. We're going to do some spikes and a slow. And if you have trouble with the rock golems, Stink Eye's pretty good. The enemy's boss is dead. And the only reason I'm playing this with her is because I haven't played it with her yet. Another genius setup. Wait till they come through here. All right, so that's going to be good on that end, and you know what, that unstable rift can probably stay there, although yeah, that's what I thought. It'll probably just be destroyed regardless. Alright, so here's the boss. We're going to take him out, and don't forget to use these things. They're there for you to use, and they're pretty effective at, well, killing them as they're supposed to. Another boss. Okay. Do spikes there. And we're gonna do some slow, some spikes, and then we're gonna basically babysit the top. We're gonna trap up the bottom a lot more. Once we do that, of course, we'll upgrade our turret. And you might be able to get 5 stars with this setup as well. The whole idea, of course, is killing things as fast as possible. Now, oh wow. Look at that. He almost snuck through. Now the Stable Hand Guardians are super effective in this position because everything coming up the stairs is all going to get slowed. And having a similar setup in Sabotage is going to get you basically the same thing. Notice how I use single barricades instead of double, and that's because you don't need double for most of this. There's only going to be basically one spot where a double barricade would even be any kind of more effective. If you got range, use it. Now something we could do is place a barricade here, which will force everything up against the wall. And I think that's actually the most effective thing we can do here in this situation. And that way we can put more of those lightning traps. Now I will say in Apprentice, I believe they come out of the top and the bottom. But basically the idea is you want to trap up one side and then you want to kind of hang out at the other side. Now I'll be showing you a different method of how to do this as well. And this is a method I've seen other people use. It's basically where you kind of make this zone right here, you make this your kill box. And it is pretty effective, I'll be honest. I've seen its effectiveness in action, and I'm impressed. I'm impressed. But it's not always necessary. I think a setup like this is just fine. Alright, so here.
Maybe one over here.
This.
I think that would work best on the floor. The right setup for the most combos. Unstable rift is opening. Quick, destroy it.
That's a pretty important unstable rift to destroy, so we'll do that.
Unstable rift has been destroyed. That'd be worth something. Another over here.
See, the only thing I don't like about this is that you really can't get anything to line up perfectly. So we'll do one of these, and then you'll have these guys. And that's the one thing you're going to have to watch out for, is anything coming out of that door is going to kind of get stuck on this. And then we'll just do 4 spikes. Just why not?
Our barricades are under attack.
And any way that you can make it to where your barricades are going to take less damage, it's always a good thing to have. And of course more of those. And of course you can always set all this back by 1, like this.
Right there. Another over here.
And what that'll allow you to do is this sort of thing. But you can do these now. So if you kind of push everything off to the side a bit, then you'll be able to line everything up and have those at least some kind of fake. What? Alright, well, you didn't see that. Did you? Oh, it probably came from down here. And that's why push traps and haymakers are pretty good for that section there. Oh, they got bosses, that's why. Anyways, you can tell you can't just trust your traps on this one. Unless you got a lot of physics traps, then maybe. But those guys do not stop. They do not care and they do not stop from anything. Okay, we'll do this. That.
The right setup, the most combos.
Only with properly relieved.
Oh, forgot to sell that other trap.
Summoned a boss minion.
The wallet filled it.
The enemy's boss is down. A boss is on its way.
Anyways,
Minion is down. The boss
so
minion
this
has
last
been
wave you're gonna have a lot of money bags. That's not too big of a deal. If you're playing on the master version, because I'll only be making one of these, if you're playing on the master version, put most of your damage traps up at down at the bottom, I guess, because that's where you're gonna have a lot of issues with the golems, the earth elementals, I should say. You're gonna have not a whole lot of earth elementals come from the top, so you don't need as many physics traps up at the top as you do down here. And that would do you 5 stars well if you didn't lose that last life. But I hope this has been somewhat helpful. If you are having issues with Sabotage, don't worry, a lot of people do. It's one of my least favorite maps because of how different it is from the rest of them. A lot of them are all about like killing power and you know, kill boxes and stuff, whereas routing minions and all that other kind of stuff. Whereas this one is specifically about trying to control the earth elementals and, I don't know, using physics traps a lot more, I guess, is the whole idea for this, is to try and get you to make physics traps and to kind of put an emphasis on them. But I don't know, it's not one of my more favorite ones. I don't like playing it a whole lot, but it is there in Sabotage, in the rotation. So I hope you've all enjoyed and have a great day.